Hey there, how are you? Happy Tuesday. You know what today is, and I decided to do something a little bit different because even with the weather changing and all of that, today is Tuesday Tea with D. And so I figured we would have a little conversation, short conversation, but I figured I could have some tea while we're having this conversation. And so I am your girl, Detra Trueheart, your life purpose generator, purpose provoker, iSpeaklife mentor, here to help you get out of your own way. And I work with overwhelmed and overthinking women of faith, and really help them get unstuck so that they can get started. We basically take the things that, are in their heads, we take it and get clarity around it, and then we help them to take immediate action, right? We don't have no time to play no games. And so with that being said, last week we had conversation around recognizing the season that you're in as we are transitioning into new seasons. Unless you are in a space where you only experience spring and summer or summer and summer, here we experience all four seasons. And so we are definitely transitioning into fall. And with that, not only are we transitioning into fall, we are transitioning into the school year. And so some people have been in school maybe since July, August, maybe probably August. And then those of us who are kind of like on the East Coast, in the North, we have started school just over the last couple of weeks. And so just easing into this thing, this week's message really talks about pacing yourself and taking some time to not rush into it, but really kind of figuring out your rhythm, figuring out what works for you, figuring out what doesn't work for you, child, because we are totally figuring that out here. This is good. Can I tell you? It's so good. So peppermint and ginger tea. I got some honey and some lemon in here, child. Listen. Okay, let me focus. So pace yourself, right? And so in pacing yourself, let me put this here for a second while we talk. Don't rush, right? Sometimes we feel like in this new space, we got to rush into it. We feel like we've got to like get it going, get it done, get it, figure it out immediately. And let me just tell you that in this space that we are in this new space, specifically, if your children are not back to school in the classroom, but it's virtual, and maybe you're working from home, or maybe you're at work and your kid is at home, whatever the case is, we are definitely in a new season, and we are also in a new normal, right? Something we have never done before, something that has never happened at this rate, right? And so I want you to be in a place where you are not feeling, stressed about getting it right the first time. You're not stressed about figuring it all out the first time, right? Everybody is trying to figure some stuff out. And at the end of the day, it will be figure outable. Like it'll work itself out. But I don't want you to stress yourself out trying to figure things out that maybe you just can't at this particular time, right? And so really today's message is really just for you. I'm going to give you a couple of things that you can do to pace yourself before I leave you and go finish drinking my tea. But I really want you to just take your time, right? I want you to sit in that space and really figure out, again, what's working for you, figure out what's not working for you, figure out what you can tweak, right? You may not have to just throw everything out, but you can kind of figure out how to tweak some things. The one thing I will say, the first thing I will say is be patient with yourself. You will hear me say this time and time again: grant yourself grace. Grant yourself enough grace to be in a space where you can allow yourself to make mistakes. You can allow yourself to kind of figure the thing out, right? You should be praying, right? You should be praying, asking God for patience, asking God, just kind of for peace, right? In this space, asking for wisdom, asking for instruction and direction, right? The other part is you want to have some quiet time. You want to be able to not only in your prayer time be asking, but really just also just receiving and allowing your soul and your spirit to be revived and filled up for the next day, right? Be present in today. Be present in what is happening each and every day. Don't be so consumed with what you have to do throughout the week that you miss the day, right? That you miss opportunities to be present, that you miss opportunities to learn lessons in that day. The other thing that I want you to do is take a break if you need to, right? I've already talked about embracing the new normal, and maybe we'll have another conversation about that, because not only, again, are we in a new season, but we're also in a new normal, right? And what does that new normal look like? What does creating a new rhythm around a new normal look like? So we'll maybe talk about that next week for the Tuesday Tea with D. But today, I also want you just to take a break, right? If you need to walk away, if you need to go to the bathroom and shut the door while the kids are doing whatever. If you need to go outside, sit on the porch, whatever it is that you need to do, take a break, right? Take a break. Don't quit. Take a break and really figure out, like, maybe what's the one thing that you know you got to get done in this space, or you got to kind of figure out in this space, right? Sometimes things are not figure outable in a day, but there are some things that you can actually do in that day. And I want you to take some time to figure that out, right? So with that being said, I'm not going to give you a whole lot today, because I feel like in the time that we're in, there's so much going on that giving you a whole lot basically adds more fuel to the fire. It adds more to your plate than you already have. And I don't want to do that. I really want to ease, right? The Tuesday Teas with D are literally weekly tips, weekly motivation to help you get out of your own way. And so this week, I want you just to get out of your own way by thinking you got to figure it all out. I want you to pace yourself. I want you to embrace this, not only recognize and acknowledge the season that we talked about last week, but I want you to embrace this new normal. I want you to grant yourself some grace. I want you to pray, right? We should not be in conversation with the Father, right? And so we should be having conversation with God. We should be having our morning prayer, our morning meditation, our quiet time. If you need your tea to really kind of, right? And so, and lastly, I want you to take a break. I want you to walk away if you need to. I want you to position yourself to be in a place where, if you give yourself permission to not have all the answers. I think that's what I'm trying to say here. Give yourself permission to not have all the answers, and be okay with walking through this each day and figuring it out as the days go. So with that being said, make sure you share this. So if you are, following me on Facebook, make sure you share this, somewhere else. Hopefully you are following me on Instagram, you have subscribed to my YouTube channel, you're following me on LinkedIn. I'm also on SoundCloud and Periscope. And if you are not a part of my monthly community, which is the iSpeaklife, this is my paid community, the iSpeaklife Inner Circle, I want to invite you to be a part of the iSpeaklife Inner Circle. We are going to be starting enrollment very soon. You can go to TrueheartSpeaks.com/inner circle to get on the waiting list. And then also I have a free group for women of faith, which is called the iSpeaklife Society. And so you can just go to Facebook, type in #iSpeaklife Society, answer the 3 questions, and then I'll grant you in. If by some chance you're feeling like, you know what, Detra, I really need some one-on-one coaching. I really need to kind of work through some things. I've got some things in my head, personally and spiritually, and I really need somebody who can help me get it out of my head, who can help me get clarity around what my next best steps are going to be, and then help me put it into action. I'd love to be able to have that conversation with you as well. And so you can go to TrueheartSpeaks.as.me/get unstuck. That's TrueheartSpeaks.me/get unstuck. And I'd love to be able to have a breakthrough session with you. It's really just a discovery call to figure out where you are, where you want to be, and if I'm the person to be able to help you to get there. And so with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this Tuesday Tea with D. Let me know if you like this little layout of me standing and drinking tea with you. Figured I would do something different, right? And so if you enjoy that, let me know that as well. But then also I will see you next time and next week for another edition of our Tuesday Tea with D.